Welcome to the World Wire Update. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for more updates and thrilling short scenes. The rivalry between the United States and China over technology and trade has dramatically reshaped the landscape of global politics, creating new alliances and deepening old divisions. What began as a competition for economic dominance has evolved into a high-stakes contest for technological leadership, with both nations vying to set the standards that will define the future. At the heart of this struggle lies technology, especially semiconductors, the tiny chips that power everything from smartphones to advanced military systems. These chips are now seen as the foundation of both economic strength and national security, making them a critical battleground in the race for global influence. In an effort to maintain its technological edge, the US has imposed strict export controls on advanced chip technologies, aiming to slow China's rapid progress in fields like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and 5G networks. These measures are designed not only to protect American innovation, but also to limit the military capabilities of potential rivals. By restricting access to cutting-edge technology, the US hopes to safeguard its own national security and prevent sensitive innovations from falling into the wrong hands. However, these actions have far-reaching consequences beyond just the two superpowers. The resulting disruptions have sent shockwaves through global supply chains, causing delays, shortages, and uncertainty for businesses and consumers around the world. Companies everywhere are now rethinking their strategies and looking for ways to adapt to this new era of uncertainty. In response, China has launched massive investments in its own semiconductor industry, determined to achieve self-sufficiency and reduce its reliance on foreign technology. This push has spurred innovation and accelerated the development of homegrown alternatives, further intensifying the competition. The escalating battle has also led to a wave of tariffs, trade restrictions, and diplomatic standoffs, impacting not just the US and China but also their trading partners and allies. The ripple effects are being felt in industries ranging from electronics to automotive and even agriculture. As a result, countries around the world are being forced to navigate a complex web of economic interests and political pressures, weighing the benefits of engagement with both superpowers against the risks of being caught in the crossfire. The outcome of this fierce competition for technological supremacy will not only determine the balance of power between the US and China, but will also shape the future of global stability, prosperity, and innovation for generations to come. The Netherlands has become a key player in the semiconductor world, a position that has been solidified over the past few decades. This is largely due to ASML's cutting-edge photolithography machines, which are considered the most advanced in the industry. These machines are crucial for the production of the latest generation of microchips. ASML's technology is essential for producing advanced chips, making the Netherlands central to the global supply chain. Without these machines, the production of high-performance chips would be nearly impossible, affecting everything from smartphones to supercomputers. The Dutch government, through initiatives like Chip&L, is boosting its domestic chip industry and innovation. These efforts are aimed at ensuring that the Netherlands remains at the forefront of semiconductor technology. This aligns with Europe's broader push for technological sovereignty and reduced dependence on foreign tech. The European Union is investing heavily in research and development to create a more self-sufficient tech ecosystem. The Netherlands faces pressure from both the US and China, each seeking access to critical technologies. The geopolitical landscape is complex, with both superpowers vying for influence over the semiconductor supply chain. Recent Dutch actions against Chinese interests have strained relations with Beijing. These actions include export restrictions and sanctions, which have not been well received by the Chinese government. The country must now navigate complex political and economic pressures from all sides. Balancing national interests with international obligations is a delicate act that requires careful diplomacy. The Netherlands' decisions will have ripple effects across the global tech landscape. As a key player in the semiconductor industry, its policies and actions are closely watched by nations and corporations worldwide. In a dramatic move that sent shockwaves through the global tech industry, the Dutch government recently seized control of Nexperia, a major chipmaker owned by Chinese interests. Officials cited mounting national security concerns, arguing that foreign ownership of such a critical technology company could pose significant risks to the Netherlands and its allies. The decision marks a turning point in how European nations are handling foreign investments in sensitive sectors. This was the first time the rarely invoked 1952 Goods Availability Act was used, a law originally designed during the Cold War to protect vital industries. The government acted after allegations surfaced that Nexperia was secretly transferring advanced technology, resources, and valuable intellectual property to entities abroad, raising fears of losing control over key innovations. Authorities viewed these developments as a direct threat to the stability and independence of European chip production. In response, they moved quickly to assert control, aiming to safeguard both the domestic tech ecosystem and the broader European supply chain. This bold action is part of a wider trend, reflecting the West's growing unease over Chinese investments in strategic sectors like semiconductors, energy, and telecommunications. Governments across Europe and North America are tightening regulations and increasing scrutiny of foreign takeovers. Unsurprisingly, China has strongly condemned the Dutch government's intervention, accusing the Netherlands of bowing to pressure from the United States and undermining the spirit of open global trade. The diplomatic fallout has added new strain to already tense relations between China and the West. The Nexperia incident highlights the increasingly delicate balance between economic collaboration and national security. As countries weigh the benefits of international investment against the risks of losing control over critical infrastructure, diplomatic discussions have grown more tense and complex. In this new environment, companies operating in high-tech industries are being forced to reassess their global strategies. Boardrooms are now filled with discussions about compliance, risk management, and how to navigate a world where business decisions are deeply intertwined with geopolitics. The Nexperia case stands as a stark warning for other firms navigating the increasingly fraught intersection of business and geopolitics. As governments prioritize security over open markets, the rules of global commerce are being rewritten in real time. In response to the Nexperia takeover, China imposed an export ban on Nexperia chips, threatening the global semiconductor supply chain. Germany's automotive industry, heavily reliant on these chips, faces major disruptions. China's move is a strategic counter, leveraging its market power to pressure the Netherlands and its allies. The ban has intensified existing supply chain challenges, forcing companies to seek alternatives. This crisis is accelerating calls for domestic chip production in Europe and the US. Tensions between China and Western countries are rising, complicating trade negotiations. The world is watching closely, aware of the risks to global economic stability. The Dutch takeover of Nexperia has sparked internal chaos, with conflicting orders from Chinese parent Wingtech and Dutch management. Wingtech told Chinese staff to ignore Dutch directives, warning of lost production capacity. This turmoil exposes the difficulties of running a multinational amid geopolitical strife. Employees face uncertainty, and the risk of losing valuable intellectual property is real. The disruption is affecting Nexperia's customers and partners, causing supply chain delays. The situation underscores the need for clear governance and cooperation between governments and industry. Nexperia's struggle is a stark example of how geopolitics can upend global business. The Nexperia conflict threatens Europe's automotive industry, which depends on semiconductors. The chip shortage could disrupt production at major car makers and ripple through the supply chain. This crisis highlights Europe's vulnerability to geopolitical shocks and the urgent need for strategic planning. Governments and industry leaders are now pushing for more domestic chip production. EU initiatives aim to boost innovation and secure Europe's technological future. Collaboration between governments and industry is crucial to safeguard Europe's economic stability. As tensions rise, diplomatic efforts are underway to prevent further escalation. An upcoming meeting between US President Trump and China's Xi Jinping at the APEC summit could be pivotal. Both sides are signaling a willingness to negotiate and seek compromise. Europe is also working to mediate, aiming to protect its economic interests and maintain stable trade with China. The international community is watching, hoping for a resolution that addresses all parties' concerns. The outcome will shape the future of global trade and economic stability. The US-China-Netherlands semiconductor conflict could reshape world trade. One scenario is a diplomatic breakthrough, easing restrictions and fostering tech cooperation. Alternatively, a prolonged stalemate could fragment the global economy and disrupt supply chains. Countries may form new alliances to secure their technological needs, shifting global power dynamics. Recent US-Japan and China-ASEAN agreements show this trend in action. The conflict's resolution will have lasting effects on global alliances and economic patterns. nations must find sustainable solutions to balance competition and cooperation. The outcome will signal the future direction of international trade and power.